thankful to be here. Quote, "The officers came into my house, pushed me, tore my house up, and went upstairs. Then I heard boom, bam. Then, I swear to God I didn't do it." I realized that's my son screaming, hurting. I was screaming and hurting too. Those were the words of Denise Spencer, Active with Mamas, the organization where I conduct my research in Chicago. Mamas supports hundreds of Black and Latinx mothers of incarcerated people whose cases are fraught with credible evidence that Chicago police physically or psychologically coerce them into making false confessions. My research, funded by MacArthur, Mellon, and the Margaret Casey Foundation, explores whether the integration of these mothers into policy processes can enhance advocacy to end police violence. In doing so, it contributes 2 new frameworks for scholars and advocates while increasing the visibility of these mothers at the policy table, from the state's attorney's office to the United Nations. First, my research contributes the framework Carceral Reproductive Injustice to help scholars and policymakers understand how police violence can enact specific forms of gender violence that harm mothers relationally through the violation of their children and obstruct the capacity of mothers to parent in safety and dignity. All of my research participants spend their lives in and out of court and visitation rooms while bearing the devastating economic and physical and mental health physical and mental health costs of incarceration on families and communities. Denise says, "When my son is locked up, I am locked up too." Yet our society's mother shaming obscures these realities by turning attention away from carceral violence and instead blaming bad mothering in communities of color as the cause of social problems like gun violence and crime. Compounding this dehumanization, nonprofit advocates tend to rely on mother pitying by exploiting the tears or emotional outcries of mothers of color to pull on public heartstrings rather than seeking their knowledge and leadership. Alternatively, my research highlights the importance of advocacy among mothers of color. My research shows that what I call radical mothering can redefine the concept, survivor of police violence across Illinois, to include the targeted individual and their mothers. My research shows that radical mothering enhances political strategy by addressing the ripple effects of police violence into families and communities. And it shows how radical mothering can contribute some of the most urgent collective approaches for sustaining our future. As Mother Armanda says, "Even after my son Gerald comes home, I'm staying in this fight till all our children come home." Gratefully, the United Nations Special Rapporteurs on Racial Discrimination, Torture, and People of African Descent endorsed my findings when they partnered with me to use my research to pressure the state of Illinois to bring wrongfully convicted individuals home during the summer of 2024. Thank you.